Hi everyone, welcome back to Emoji Kilometers YouTube channel. How are you guys doing today? We've been looking at arithmetic progression. In our last lesson, we look at the concept of AP, how to find a particular term, how to find the common difference, how to find number of terms. Right. But in this particular video, we'll be talking about how to sum up, an AP series. And after this, we'll move straight into the geometric progression and how to sum up geometric progressions and all of that. So it's not like really a difficult thing. And as we've been doing our videos recently, so instead of just teaching students its basic concept and then leave, like several other YouTube channels are doing, so what we do is that we solve a number of exercises. So in today's lesson, for example, we are going to solve about four exercises, I think five exercises of different forms, so that when you come across these questions on examination, you know how to approach them. So there is no way that we are going to solve about five exercises and do a couple of assignments, and then you won't really be able to figure out a given question in maybe your test or your examination. So just all of those things to deepen the understanding of students and to make them to widen their horizon into different ways that questions can be asked right in a particular assessment. So there are two formula for getting the sum of an AP series. The first formula is n over 2 into bracket 2a plus n minus 1d. You know what a means from the previous class, which is the first term, n is the number of terms, and d is the common difference. Now there are situations where you may not have maybe your n, or you may not have maybe a common difference or whatever. So you may be given your first term and your last term, and then you have to sum up the AP series. So you use n over 2 into bracket a plus l, where a is the first term and l is the last term, right? So that's just it. Like it's not really a difficult thing. So we'll start to talk about a number of examples. But then before we get into that, I hope you remember what an AP series is, right? So an AP sequence. So it is just a series of numbers that share the same difference. Like you have the same difference in between them, something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the difference between all of those numbers is just one. The a particular number and the succeeding number difference is one, then it is common, right? Now the other, you can have other examples like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, where the difference is just two. So you could have one and a half, two, two and a half, three, where the difference is half, like in that particular context. So things like that are APs. In case you have maybe OBJ questions and you have to identify which one is the AP series and which one is like the geometric progression, series. All right. So what are some of our examples? So the first one is we have to find the sum of the first 20 terms of an AP. So we are looking at the sum of the first 20 terms of an AP. So normally we know n is 20. Find the sum of the first 20 terms of an AP, and that is given as this. The series itself is 16, comma 9, comma 2, comma minus 5. Alright, so find the first 20 terms of an AP, which is this. So that's all. So how do we solve that? What is the common difference? So our d from here, 9 minus, if you remember, like this is the first one, followed by the next one. So 9 minus 16 minus 7, or 2 minus 9 minus 7. The difference is not 7 because this is like the first term, this is the second term, this is like where n equals 1, where n equals 2, n equals 3. So second term minus the first term. Did you understand? So don't just say 7, right? So the common difference there is minus 7 because the succeeding number is lower than the preceding number. All right, so that settles that particular one. And so can we, since this is the whole of it, all right, that's not the whole of it, then we have ellipses here, all right, to tell us that it is continuous. All right, so it is up to 20. So we're just giving four of the series and the whole thing is up to 20. So that means we can't use this formula. That is first term and last term because we don't even know what the last term is. But can we use this? I think so. So S20 is then going to be equal to 20 over 2 into bracket 2 into bracket. We have the first term 16 plus 20 minus 1 into bracket common difference of minus 7. So when we continue, this is going to be equal to 10 into bracket. This is 32 plus 19 into bracket minus 7. All right. So 10 into brackets 32 minus 19 multiplied by 7 is 133. 9 times 1 is 63. 9 times 7 is 63. Yeah, 133. All right, so 32 minus 133, that is minus 101, minus 101. And so the sum of the 20 terms is 1 minus 1010. And with that, you solve the problem. All right, so that's like about this particular question. It's as simple as it comes. Now the second one, number two, we are going to solve 5 exercises before your own assignment. It says the sum of an AP is 20. So we've been given the sum. I don't think it's the same question as the first one, but it just happens to be the same. Just happens to like look somehow the same. Now the first term is 8. So we're given the first term of that question is 8. The sum of an AP is 20. If they've added the whole thing, it gives 20. Then the first term is 8. And the common difference d equals minus 2. So it says find the number of terms in the series. Find number of terms in the series. So what are we looking for? We are looking for n. Find number of terms in the series. So can we work this out? Um, Sum of you've been given. So it is this one that sum of terms is this. Sum of how many terms, please? The sum of an AP is 20. The first term is 8. The common difference is minus 2. Okay, then find number. So we don't even have the n, right? But we have this. So 20 into brackets n over 2 into brackets. The first term is 8 plus, we don't even have our n, so n minus 1. Then we have our d. Our d is minus 2. All right, then we close the whole thing. So yeah, I can just do 20 multiplied by 2. So 40 equals n. 8, then minus 2 times n, minus 2n, minus 2 times minus 1, that's going to give us plus 2. All right, so 40 in this case then equals 8n minus 2n squared, then plus 2n. Okay, apparently we are going to be needing um, the understanding of quadratic equation. So from this 40 equals 8n plus 2n. It is the plus in front of this that is important. The minus is for 2n squared. So 8n plus 2n, that's 10n minus 2n squared. So putting the whole thing together in the form of quadratic equation, I'm having minus 2n squared plus 10n. The minus 40 comes inside minus 40, and everything becomes 0. So what I just want to be sure of that. Minus 2n squared plus. Is there an error? Oh, yeah. Sorry, 2 into bracket 8. It is 2a. So this is meant to be 16. So this is 16n minus 2n squared plus 2n. All right. So 40, then 16n plus 2n. This is 18n. Yes. So you have 18n. So this is going to be 18n. 18n minus 40. So what two numbers can we multiply that will give us, if I using completing the squares method, this is going to be equal to minus 80n squared. So what two numbers can we multiply that will give us minus 80? Is it minus times minus? This is plus. Right, minus 2n squared times minus 40. So what two numbers can we multiply that will give us 80n squared? And then when we add them together, we give us 18n. So I guess it's not even a matter of guess. That's going to be 10n and 8n. 10n plus 8n is 18n. So we have minus 2n squared plus, so we just open up this guy, 10n plus 8n, then minus 40 equals 0. All right, so we have minus 2n squared plus 10n. So we can do this. Then plus 8n minus 40. So from there we collect like terms. So you can see that mathematics, a lot of things are interwoven. So what is common here? I think minus 2n is common here. So I can bring out minus 2n. So minus 2n into brackets. So here I'm going to be left with n. Then this is meant to be a minus 5, right? Then plus what is common? 8 is common here. 8 and n minus 5. Okay, when I bring out, I have n minus 5. Alright, so this is everything here is equal to 0. Alright, so I'm now finally left with minus 2n plus 8, right? Into brackets n minus 5 equals 0. So what's going to be n? So I have minus 2n. The first one is 2n plus 8 equals 0. Minus 2n equals minus 8. N equals 4. The second one, n minus 5 equals 0. N equals 5. So n can be 4 or 5. N can be 4 or 5. And that's it, right? So n can give us two possible values. But you may not be wondering, like, which of the n exactly are we supposed to pick? Okay, how can our answer be that we have 4 terms or 5 terms? Now, the first, I think we were given the first one, the first term was 8, right? First term was 8. And then the second term, without the second term, but we know the difference is minus 2. That is, we're not given the second term, but the difference is minus 2. So which means that the second term minus the first term is going to give us minus 2, right? So, and in that case, that means the second term is 6. 6 minus 8 will give us minus 2. All right, then third term is 4. 4 minus 6 will give us minus 2. Then 2 minus 4 will give us minus 2. Then 0 minus 2 will give us minus 2. So in this case, 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 plus 4 is 18. 18 plus 2 is 20. So for 4 terms, when you had n equals 4 there, so that means the series was 8, 6, 4, and 2. And in the case where n is 5, that means the last term was 0. Right? So that's why the answer gave us, 4 or 5. So it doesn't mean that it is wrong, but if you are to solve this, quadratic function will likely give you two different, values. So we are still correct. Like we're good. So it's not a wrong solution. So let's go to the third, fourth, and the fifth questions. So I have to write this question down for us to see what we have to deal with. The sum of the first 9 terms in an AP is 72, and the sum of the next 4 terms is 41. Find the AP. And this find the series, like just find the is it series now? Find the sequence, like the numbers, all of them, all the how many numbers are we going to have now? 13 numbers. Now it says the sum of the 9. Remember the formula again is so the formula again is Sn equals n over 2 into bracket 2a plus n minus 1d. Right? So whenever you're solving, always write the formula because formulas carry marks. I've been marking the scripts of students lately. I think yesterday and 2 days ago they were about, and people still were losing marks, like significant marks because they were not writing formula. Their answers were correct. I gave a particular exercise, like about 5 answers, or maybe 8 answers were correct. Like everything was were correct, but then the highest was saved. I mean, like a 70% or thereabouts. Students couldn't get 100% because they were losing our mark on formulas. So please always include your formulas, no matter how simple what you're trying to calculate is. If you are attempting an essay question, because marks are always given to formulas as well. So we have Sn is this. It now says the sum of 9, so S9, sum of 9 terms is 72. But then now came back and said the sum of the next 4 terms. That means after the ninth term, so there were like 4 other terms, right? So how do we interpret that? The sum of the next 4 terms. You have sum of 9 terms is 72. Sum of the next 4 terms is now 71. Can we call that S4? It's not S4 because of course it's not S4. So what we're going to do is that okay, this is it. We know the sum of the first 9 terms is 9, right? Some of the next 4 terms is some of the first 9 terms is 71 or 72. Some of the subsequent 4 terms is 71. So we have 13 terms like that. That means the sum of 13 terms should be the sum of 9 terms plus the sum of the next 4 terms. Alright. So how we interpret that is now say S13, right, is now going to be equal to 72 plus sum of the next 4 terms plus 71 or 71, and this is going to be equal to 143. So we are getting that this is giving us an idea. So that means the sum of the 13 numbers is 143. And it says find the whatever. So how do we write this guy? We are just going to be having the ninth term 7 to 2 divided by 9 over 2 into bracket 2a plus 9 minus 1, 9 minus 1d. So you're solving the whole thing. S9 is 72, S13 is 143. So let's start with S9. S9 is 72 divided by like equals now over 2, blah, blah. So 72 then can be 9 divided by 2 is 4.5 into bracket 2a plus 8d, right? Then 72 equals 4.5 times 2a is 9a plus 4.5 times 2, 36. So this is 36d. So I could just divide everything through by 9 to simplify the whole thing by 9. So I'm going to be having 8. 8 equals a plus 4d. Now, I could call this equation 1 and come and call this equation 2. Now, in the same vein, I'm going to do for S13 as well. So this is S9. This is S9. Now for S13, right? So I'm going to be having what's the value? 143. 143 equals 13 over 2 into bracket 2a plus n minus 1. N is 13, so 12d. Alright, so 143 multiplied by, I think what I just did was multiply by 2, so I have 286 equals 13, like 13, let me just do it little by little for the sake of people who don't like math like that. Alright, so I could just do 26 divided by 13. It can go. But I think what did I even do exactly? Alright, so divide through by 13, divide through by 13, divide through by 13. So 286 divided by 13 should be like a 12. Is it a 12 or a 22? If I calculate, I would have done it by myself. So that's 22. This is 22 into bracket 2a plus 12d. So I could still divide, divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. But 11 equals a plus 6d. So this is like equation. So yeah, at this point we have two simultaneous equations. So I could just say make a the subject of the formula from equation 3. Make a the subject of equation 3. So what that is going to be, a is going to be equal to 6d. No, not 6d. 11 is here, so 11 minus 6d is equation 4. And now substitute equation 4 into equation 2, right? Substitute equation 4, into equation 2. Now from equation 2 we have 8 equals 8 now is going to be 11 minus 60. 11 minus 60, where is it? Then plus 4d. Plus 4d. So we are going to be having 8 equals 11 minus 6d plus 4d is minus 2d. Then 8 minus 11 equals minus 2d. Minus 3 equals minus 2d. Divide both sides by minus 2, so d equals 1.5. So d is 1.5, so can we get a? So recall that a, so recall that a equals, recall that a equals 11 minus 6d, 11 minus 6d. Alright, so a now, a is now going to be equal to 11 minus 6 into bracket 1.5. 6 times 1.5 is 9, so a equals 11 minus 9, a equals 2. So what we've been able to achieve here is that we've been able to get our first term and our common difference. So how many terms were there? 13 terms, because the question says find the AP. So we have to find like the 13 numbers. So the thing that we just need to have in mind is our A is 2, our common difference is 1.5. I think that is that. All right. So let's have the 13 numbers. So working on this together, the first term is going to be 2. Then the second term is going to be 2 plus 1.5. That's 3.5. Then the third term will be 5. Then 6.5. Then 6.5 plus that's 8. 9.5. 11. 12.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14, um, plus 15 and a half, plus 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus 18 and a half, which is 12, then plus 20, which is 13. So by the time you add, yeah, correct. So by the time you add all of those together, you are going to get 143 exactly. So that's it. So this is a series that we're supposed to like look for, and then everything is okay, right? So that's when you fully solve the question. So let's talk about question number 4, question number 5. Give ourselves an assignment and call it a day. So on the screen are our last two questions. The first one doesn't even look like an AP at all. It says find the sum of all numbers between 5 and 130 which are divisible by 4. How would you even know that that is supposed to be an AP? And the first time I came across, I probably wanted to listed numbers. I probably wanted to list out the numbers. I was able to like figure it at the end of the day. So it says find sum of all the numbers between 5 and 130 which are divisible by 4. So we've been given an interval of 5 and 130. So numbers will be divisible by 4. So what will be the first number after 5? 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to be having 8. So our A is 8. The first term is going to be 8. Then it says numbers are between 5 and 130. Which one is divisible by 4? 130 is not divisible by 4. It's going to give you a decimal. 129, it ends with an odd number. 128 is divisible by 4. That will give us 31. Or 30. Is it 32? Yeah, 4 in 12 is 3. 4 in 8 is 2. So that means our last term is equal to 128. It says find the sum of all the numbers. So it is already simple, right? But the problem is that we do not have our n. Alright. It says the sum of all the numbers between 5 and 130 which are divisible by 4. So we have a, if you, I was thinking that we are going to use this formula. Sn equals n over 2 into bracket a plus l. But we do not even have our n, right? The same way, n over 2, whatever, we cannot also use that. So how exactly do we find n? Now, since we know that the last term is 130, do you have a common difference? Last term is 130, first term is 8. So if you wanted to like write this series out, we are going to be having 8, comma, the next number should be divisible by 12. So 8, then the next one will be 12. And we are going to be having 16, 20, until we get to 1, 2, 8. Right? It's okay. So 8 is divisible by 12. Next one by 4, 12 is divisible by 4, 16 is divisible by 4. So if you look at this, we have a common difference. Common difference D is equal to 4. Alright, so first thing is go and get your n. So how do we do that? The last term, so you remember un equals a plus n minus 1d from the last class. Last term was given as, last term as if derived is 1 to 8. 1 to 8 equals a is 8 plus n minus 1, then our common difference is 4. Alright, so 1 to, is it, okay, so 1 to 8 minus 8 equals 4 n minus 1. You can say divided by 4 divided by 4. So 128 minus 8 is 120 over 4 equals n minus 1. This is 30 equals n minus 1. So n equals 30 plus 1, n equals 31. Now that we've gotten the value of n, so we can find the sum of all the terms. So Sn right now, let me just use the second formula. Sn is going to be equal to 31 divided by 2 into bracket 8 plus 1, 2, 8. So we have 31 divided by 2 into bracket 1, 3, 6. So 2 here 1, 2 here 68. So 31 multiplied by 68, 2108. Okay. So with that we are done. We've gotten the sum of the terms. So if you want to use this other formula n over 2 into bracket 2a plus n minus 1d, I have it here. You will still also get 2108. But I just kind of want to use this formula so that if you say a question where you can easily use your a and l and your n is already there, then you can just solve it, and that would be that about uh, about that. So I just want to be sure. 2 in 13, 6, 2 in 16, 8. Yeah, good. So our final question. For this, we're given the starting salary of the official, which is 1.7 million. So A plus 1.7 million. Then a rise of 84,000 is given at the end of each year. So that means common difference D is 84,000. Let me just, okay, no problem, 84,000. Then at the end of each year, so find the total amount of money that the officer will earn in 14 years. So you are looking at N 14 years. So is everything there? Yes. So S14 will be equal to 14 over 2 into brackets 2A plus 14 minus 1 and D. Okay, so S14, which we don't know, S14 equals 7 into brackets 2 into brackets 1.7 million. Alright, so you have to be careful here because I know what I'm doing. 1.7 million times 2 is 3.4 million. So by the time I'm doing this 84,000, is what I'm going to do. So plus our D is 84,000. So I have 14 minus 1 is 13. 13 into brackets 84,000. And everything. Okay. So S14 is equal to 7. 2 times 1.7 million is 3.4 million. So this is how you write 3.4 million. 3400,000. And plus 18 multiplied by 84,000. I'll need to check this. So that's 1 million. So you have 1.021092,123 million. So S14 equals 7. This is going to be like 4,492 million or thereabouts. So 4,492, comma 000. So 7 multiplied by that is then equal to 31, 444 million naira. So this is the amount that this guy would have earned in 14 years, given the starting annual salary and the annual increase in the salary over those years. So we can see that AP can be used in finance, like this is finance. AP can be used in anything, right? As long as you know how to interpret the question. So it is more of a word problem kind of a thing than it is solving. So once you've been able to like do the mental, once you are able to have that mental understanding of what you're supposed to do, put it down in mathematical form, you will likely get your answer. But if you find it difficult to interpret the question, and that is where you can have a problem. All right, so that's it. Let's have our assignment and call it a day. So we have our assignment. For the sake of space, I have to eliminate one of the questions. So you're meant to have more than 3 questions. It's okay, this is enough. Find the sum of all the multiples of 9 between 0 and 20. We've done a question like this, so you should know how to like figure it out. Now, number 2, a sum of money is shared among 9 people such that or so that the first gets 75 naira, second gets 150 naira, and the third gets 225 naira, etc. So A, how much does the 90th person get? Then B, how much money is shared altogether? And number 3, the starting salary of a particular job is 1.2 million per annum. Now the salary rises each year to a maximum of 1.5 million. Did I skip anything? No? Yeah. Salary rises each year by 75,000. Salary rises each year by 75,000 naira. So to a maximum of 1.5 million. So in which year is maximum salary reached? And B, how much money would a person have earned in that time? So like the on a yearly basis, salary increases by 75K. So until like it gets to 1.5 million. So without even using what do you call it now? Without even using AP and GP, some of you can actually already figure that out. Okay. Let's find the difference. I don't want to like give you hints. Or some people don't need AP and GP to get this thing, so they are just going to tell you what the answer is. So thank you very much and see you in our GP class. Bye.